Hello. As you can see by the title of this video, we are going to be discussing stress and how certain dynamics can induce stress in our lives and ways in which, in my opinion, I believe we as single mothers can curtail that stress or resolve that stress. So I just came back from church and I was super inspired to create this video for you ladies who are in a tough spot right now in deciding whether or not they want to leave an unfortunate situation or what you might call a toxic environment. Any environment that doesn't serve you, that isn't bettering you and pouring into your child's positivity. So here we go. Recently, I was scrolling on Instagram and I happened upon a video that depicted something that I'm sure some of us here have experienced, right? So the video, I'm going to show it here.
So what's wrong with boundaries?
I mean, what do you mean by boundaries?
I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. It's really making me uncomfortable. It is your mom, but she doesn't know boundaries. Tyler, what don't you understand?
Okay, so can you? All right, so I'm gonna give you an example. So if we was to go on vacation, or
I don't want to hear no example. What about how I feel? So it's your mom over me. You don't care about how I feel.
It's a great balance between the both. But it's always you, but it's gonna be my mom too.
Miss Audrey, ma'am.
Mom.
Excuse me.
She don't go, please.
Audrey, Tyler,
Right.
shut up. Audrey, let me get you straight. That's my son. I don't know how you grew up or whoever raised you, but that's mine, okay? And that's what I need you to understand. It has nothing to do with you. My boundaries, you saying that I go in your stuff, no, I'm cleaning it because you're nasty. Tyler, I told you could have did better a long time ago.
I love her though.
No, you don't. You don't know. You couldn't possibly know what love is, Tyler. She's only with you for your money.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. What do you do? What do you do for a living? You
I
do nothing.
have an online
business. You just want to sit here and be
I have
cute.
an online business.
But what money does it make? It's
It makes
Tyler's
me-
money.
it makes money.
No,
It
it's
makes-
Tyler's money. It's
We
not
wanna-
your money.
Who asked you to
It's
come in
not-
here?
No one asked me. My son pays bills here. You don't pay bills, sweetie.
Mom,
Okay.
You don't pay bills.
Mom,
You pay no bills here.
So are you gonna let her talk
I
to me
can talk
like
to
that?
her anyway. Please, because guess what? You came from me, Tyler.
No, I'm
This
saying
is-
though, come on, you can't be
This
disrespectful.
is way too uncomfortable.
You can't be disrespectful.
You know what, Tyler?
This is my lady.
uncomfortable.
You can't be doing
It's
this too
Audrey.
much. I'm confused.
As you can see, this video is depicting this woman who is having a conversation with her significant other, and we don't know if they are boyfriend and girlfriend, fiance, husband and wife, boyfriend, like we don't know what their relationship exactly is. All that we know is that they are probably significant others to each other. And so then they're talking, and really this woman is questioning this man as to why he won't do certain things. What seemed like to me, she was questioning why he feels that he's unable to protect her against his mother, and the way that his mother is crossing safety boundaries with her. In the course of her questioning him, he is really strained to answer her question. This is a spot where some of us can find ourselves in, right? I myself have been in this predicament, and really when she's asking these questions, I can see what she's really asking is, why can't you be man enough to protect me from your mom? And for me, I believe once you as a woman get to that point where you're questioning a man like this in this specific sort of situation, honestly, it's better to just cut your losses. If you're ever in a situation where a man has left you feeling unprotected and you're feeling like he's choosing his mother over you or his family over you, if you feel like you're being put in a situation where you're sacrificing so much and in return you're getting disrespected by this man or his family, and he's making you feel like if push came to shove he would choose his family over you, then my sister, I really implore you to choose yourself, and as a single mother, choose you and your child. You know, let him be. Let him go to his family. It should never be a choice. And if it's a choice and you see that he is unable to make that choice, you make it for him. If he feels like he cannot manage family affairs to this degree, I would implore you you have to now take on that responsibility and make that choice for him. So as we continue to watch this video, you can see that now, you can hear that now his mother walks into the room or crosses the threshold into the room, and she begins to really like dig into that young woman about like, I'm gonna set you straight. Let me set you straight about how this dynamic works. That's my son. He belongs to me. The way that the mother of this guy is talking is as if that's her possession, and she had already told him that this young woman was not worth him, and so she's gonna basically tell her about herself. Editing Nahounha here. I also want to point out that she wasn't just digging into her, she was berating her. His mother was just finding ways to really belittle her, you know, by saying, really, in essence, you don't contribute anything to this household, so that's why I can talk to you however I want to talk to you. And the way that his mother finds herself speaking to the girlfriend, you can tell it's not the first time she's expressed those sentiments, because she's so bold in what she was saying, right? Even when she mentioned the part about you don't pay any bills in here, she uses the you don't pay any bills in here sentiment as a way to like bring the girlfriend down, right? And sometimes I hold this on two parts. And sometimes men like this, weak men like this, fail to realize that they have a lot of power in this situation. And just by the way that they allow their family members to treat them will dictate the kinds of overstep that could happen when your family members are, you know, forming relationships or forming ideas or ways in which they will address your partner later on down the line. So what I'm saying is, some men fail to realize if you allow your family to disrespect you, they will have no issue disrespecting your significant other down the line. So you have the power to stop that, and you should stop it, right? Or you have the power to demand respect from your family for yourself and then for your partner. And they fail to realize that. On the second hand, it's also important to note here that a lot of mothers really, when they get to the stage where when they're feeling insecure about where they stand in their son's lives, once their son gets a significant other, then it becomes the one way that they know to put a jab towards a woman is to say something along the lines of, oh, like, well, my son is the breadwinner in that dynamic, right? And most of the time, right, I would say that they do this without even ensuring that their son is actually being honest when he's talking with his mother about what exactly is being contributed financially into the relationship from both parties, right? So when he's talking to his mom, he probably makes it seem one way, like he's the only person that's contributing financially into the relationship, when in reality, that might not be the case. So in this particular video, we don't really get to see the outcome because she just dismisses the old lady, you know, and she just asks her, like, she switches the topic back into, why are you even in this conversation? There's like a formula to this when it comes to women like this. Like, when it comes to this sort of a situation, they will attack their son's significant other with specific things like, oh, he is the breadwinner, you don't do anything, he can find someone better than you. And the crazy thing is, that's such a dog whistle thing to say about, like, oh, you're not good enough for him, because what they're really saying is, I haven't approved of this woman. You need to be with a woman who is like me, who I don't consider to be a threat to what your place is in my life, to what you're doing for me in my life. That's a dog whistle. And so I'm glad that, you know, that kind of like rolled off her shoulders when the mother said those things. The problem in itself is the fact that the mother felt so emboldened as to even be comfortable enough to say this, that there's really no way around it. Once you get to a situation where there's this kind of emotional incest happening, more than likely the son is already trapped in that dynamic and he doesn't see a way out. And so he's always going to pander to his family members. He's always going to, you know, succumb to whatever they want for him in his life. So I don't think there's no sense in trying to make him see the light or trying to help him see things for what they actually are. Like, there's no point in it. Like, so that's really what I'm saying here, you know, because once there's no respect from the mother to the son, more than likely there's no respect from the son. Like, there's no actual real respect from the son to the mother, because he's always going to be having this facade when it comes to her. He's always going to want to please his mother. He's always, even if that means lying to her. And I think that relationships don't last once honesty is not a part of the equation. And you coming in to a situation like that, where the mother doesn't respect the son really, in all honesty, doesn't respect the mother either. He's just pleasing her. You're coming in, even if it's not with an expectation that, you know, the mother will respect you as his significant other. Like, what are really the chances of getting respect from a woman like that? You know, like, you're really taking a risk there. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth taking that risk? So, yeah, if respect isn't even in the equation before you get there, more than likely it's not going to be there when you're in it. So might as well get out while you can. Anyways, you can get back to where I was before. What I see when I see that is a man who's caught between his mother trying to deteriorate or break up a relationship that he really holds dear to him. And he feels like if he chooses his woman, if he chooses this woman that he possibly really has good intentions for, or he wants to pursue something with, if he chooses to pursue something with this woman completely, then he will somehow lose out on his mom. And it's kind of like left him paralyzed as to what he should do or how he should manage the situation, right? And this has embolden the mother to really step in and be like, you see, you don't know what love is. When I hear the mother say, you don't know what love is, it's so sad, because how can you have raised this man to this big age and you are standing in his face telling him he doesn't know what love is? That means that you failed as a mother. If you've raised this man to this big age and you're telling him he doesn't know what love is, that means he never got the example of what love was from you. He never saw you in a loving relationship. And you're admitting that to him in front of this woman. And that's really sad. And so, you know, just the way that the mother of the man was talking to this young woman, I was just like, she really sat there for a while and just took it. It seemed to me like this is something that was normalized. And I hope that once she saw like the comments and the response to the video, like she had the courage to leave. Because if it can get to the point where his mom is coming up to you and telling you, like, you know, she had already told him not to be with you, and it's in front of him, and he cannot, as a man, stand up to her and say, hey, this is the woman I've chosen to be with, and you're just going to have to accept it. There's really not much to talk about. There's no love there. And I think the best thing would be for her to leave, you know, for that young lady to leave. There's so many more guys out there in this world that would love to cherish you, would love to protect you, and would love to give you a family, you know, where you're respected by everyone. And so I really hope that she left and never subjects herself to something like that again. You know, I'm really hoping, you know, moving forward, that more men in our community like really release themselves from these, what is it called, emotional incest relationships with their mothers, with their families even. It's weird. It's a very weird dynamic that's happening, but it is rampant in our community, where women who have not been loved properly, women who have not been adequately loved by their child's father, by their husbands, raise their sons, and then when their sons get to an adult age, these women treat their sons as if they were the husband they never had, or the baby father that they never had. And it's emotional incest, because these women are they're like looking at their sons as, he's mine, you know, and not, this is the man I've raised to go out into the world and make me proud and treat his woman like I should have been treated. It's the weirdest thing, it's the strangest thing, and I don't wish that on any woman. And if you're a woman who finds yourself in the dynamic like that, if you've ever, you need to leave. Leave that man to his mother. Leave that man to his family members. They can have each other, and you can do better. You know, liberate yourself from that. It's not worth your time. It's not worth the heartache. You should never have to feel like, in hard situations, the man that you're sacrificing for, the man that you're giving your body to, the man that, you know, you're caring for in all the ways a woman can care for a man, that he wouldn't choose you. You deserve more. And so seek more. Let him be with his family. Let him deal with that emotional incest on his own. You do not have to be his savior. You do not have to reason with him. You don't have to sit there and really question, why can't he be the man that you want him to be? The bottom line is, he's not the man that you want him to be. And he might not really even be the man he wants himself to be. But at the end of the day, that's not your burden to carry. So don't. I say don't do it because no one is worth your happiness. No man is worth your happiness.